we're here in Atlanta at Ice Sculpture Inc. And I'm here with Jim Duggan. He uses Carveco to create ice sculptures on his CNC. So Jim, can you show me around your shop?
I would love to.
Great.
But first, let's get a freezer suit on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's go see where the toys are.
Let's get cold.
So come on in. So a little tour of the carving freezer. Over here behind you we have blocks. These are raw blocks. They have only been fabricated down to 10 inches. Okay. So that's how we hold a block of ice before we mill it down on the bandsaw. So we use a tilt cart. Tilt the cart up, load a block onto it, tilt it down, shove the block over onto the rails, and then the bandsaw we can fabricate down to 1 inch or 5 inches, whatever the material is that we desire for the program that we write on Carveco. When we're busy, we'll have 20 slabs over here. Like you can barely walk through. The guys were doing a bunch of production today, so we don't have a lot over here. John put our little model over here of our Han Solo. But this is a 4.5 inch slab, and that's our basic material for any logo that we might cut. Like this logo right over here. And it's still setting up. That's not too bad. Cool. We can take a look at it. Okay. If it had water in it, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, that's so cool.
Now it's not finished. It looks a little rough on the backside, so we'll be sanding it, getting rid of any little spills that we might have. But that's the raw logo before we start putting our hands and our tools on it. So it's a good example of a punch out of a bunny.
Okay.
So in the ice industry, we could do a lot with the 3D portion of Carveco. Yeah. We could, just shape and do all this. But it's a lot quicker for us to use a chainsaw. Yeah. So we're going to do some with the machine, but some we're just going to do some shapes.
It's just the best tool for the job, isn't it?
It is. But like I was telling you earlier, if we had like an egg that he was holding, and I wanted that egg to have some specific detail in it, I would definitely do that on the machine. Yeah. Because it would be a lot harder to do that and make it look good by hand.
Yeah. So, especially text, things like that as well.
If I wanted to put a logo in there, anything like that, especially. And then this is a 6-inch piece of material that's been punched out on the machine, and we actually engraved a logo into it. So it's got Ask Carveco. Over here is our CNC, and this is an ice bulldog. It was designed and made for the ice industry.
That's what you call the tool.
So on it is our 7/8 inch bit, and that was custom made for the ice industry. So I can go through a 10-inch block of ice with that bit. We have to make multiple passes, of course. Yeah. We use about 1.5 to 1.75 inches of the cutter. This is the bottom portion of your gear. So that it has punched out that gear, and in a little bit I'm going to come up here and I'm going to weld the gear together. So that's cool. About it for in here. It's a little chilly, huh?
Can we go in the warm?
Are you ready to be out of the freezer suit?
Yeah. So Jim, tell us about your business.
So Ice Sculpture Inc. I formed about 20 years ago. Okay. And for the last 12 to 14, we've used a CNC. We do all sorts of events. Okay. So we will do anywhere from TV commercials, movies. We do a lot for bridal. We do a lot for corporate. Cool. We do most of the sports teams here in town. So a lot of stuff at the stadiums.
Okay. So how long does a typical ice carving take you? Let's say something really basic up to something that's, quite extremely difficult.
Sure. So I think the planning and design is the longest part now. Yeah. Because we are so much more automated than when we started, right? We're using a CNC. So the machine's going to punch out a block, like the bunny that I showed you in the freezer. It's going to take it about 20, 25 minutes to do that. Okay. So we did this past Christmas season, we had a client who wanted Santa's workshop, and I'm talking a building of ice was Santa's workshop. We spent about 3 weeks on that. Right. And the whole job was like 86 blocks of ice.
So you were telling me earlier about how the CNC helps you with your jobs, especially, say, for doing text. How did you used to do text before the CNC?
So logos, they were a nightmare. So you would take a template, a piece of paper, and freeze it to the surface of the ice, and then you would basically take an end mill, like a 1/4 inch or a 3/16, and you would basically cut out on the inside of the vector, and you would just cut the image through the paper into the ice, just like you would with a CNC if you were just doing a profile cut on the inside of a vector. Then you remove the paper, remove all the other material, get it down to the depth that you want it to. So yeah, the CNC, it's just what we can do with it now and how quickly 2 hours versus 15 minutes and just pumping jobs through. I mean, it just has sped up production in that.
How long have you been using Carveco, Jim?
So we started using it about 9 months ago.
Okay.
And we basically found it online. Actually, one of my assistants did.
So you used to use ArtCam?
Yep. So used it for years and years.
Okay. What was probably good for you was the fact that you've probably got thousands of files, haven't you, built up over the years?
I have.
Being able to bring those over to Carveco.
I have a decade worth of files.
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot.
Okay.
And that is all my artwork.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing artwork digitally for years and years now. I don't use pen and paper as much as I used to, right? Yeah. So when we got it, the first thing I did was put it on my laptop and I imported all those files into Carveco. When I saw them all come over, I was like, yes, I have all my files and I see it being our next step in software for our CNC. So the first thing I started working with is the 3-dimensional carving.
Yeah, you've done the really easy thing of creating a face, didn't you?
I guess if you're going to swing for the fences, right? I have seen somebody in ArtCam try and do 3D programming in Carveco. I was able to do it within 24 hours. Watching a few tutorials and just following along and then saying, okay, I can apply this. And it is so much easier to use. It's such a better software and just the platform and how easy it is to use.
I saw 3 different 3D files that you've done, your first attempts. And they were pretty amazing, really.
I think that the portraits, that's something we're going to be using right away.
Cool.
Like we're going to be selling that to customers.
Okay, so you've created a nice sculpture for Carveco for an event. Could you run us through the process of creating that?
Sure. So you guys sent me a vector file, which is nice when you get a vector file. Bring it and size it to the material that we're going to use. And then basically we're doing 2D stuff.
Okay.
We're pocketing out text, doing an outside cut.
Okay, and how do you do that process, the colouring of the logo?
So we use gelatin. And different companies use different things. Some people use sand. Some people use paper that they cut out in that shape. But we use gelatin. So it's a gelatin that's infused with acrylic paint. Or we use glitter in yours as well. Yeah. So it turned out really good, I think.
Yeah, the contrast is really nice.
It makes it pop a little bit.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's crazy. You've sort of got all these building blocks. And you put it all together.
It's kind of like working with Legos. I mean, that's really what it is, right? You're just building your own puzzle or kit or whatever it might be. And the nice thing about ice is you don't have to do tongue and groove or anything like that. It's primarily surfaces you're putting together.
So there's lots of medals and awards hanging up.
So in 2010, I put a team together here from Atlanta to go compete in the World Championships. It's where you carve, instead of 300-pound blocks of ice, you're carving 5,000-pound blocks of ice. So we went up in 2011, had a great little team to start with, and we went up there and we got 4th place. So that just kind of lit a fire.
Yeah.
So kept going back. In 2012, that's when I won my first silver medal. In 2013, went back, and in single block, I got the silver as well. And in multi-block, we came in last.
Really?
Last place. And I'm not talking like 4th, I'm talking last place.
Really?
We were like, we're never doing that again.
Yeah.
So the next year we come back and we did maidens.
So you did do it again.
We did it. Well, we didn't come in last. So that was the first year I won a gold medal up there, was in 2014. Cool. So we went from worst to first. So that was pretty cool. Did a few more competitions up there. And then I got invited by a gentleman named Junichi Nakamura to go to Japan, where there is the World International Ice Carving Competition. It's their big one. It's like
Okay.
The one you want to go to. It's like one good one to graduate to.
Yeah.
So I got to go there, and it was an amazing experience. And we did a piece called Lucky Bird, and we got the gold medal on that. So I'm one of a few Americans who have had the pleasure of winning that over there. So it's been a fun ride. I did the competition circuit for about 10 years. I still do them, but the guys I carve with, we go more to have fun now and the experience. So if we medal, we medal. We don't, we don't. You know, before it was really important about getting the hardware, and now I've learned it's about getting the experience. You know, so a lot more fun on competitions these days.
Well, thanks for having us anyway, Jim. It's been an absolute honour coming here.
Well, it's been my pleasure too to host you guys.
Great.
Hope you guys come back next time you're in town.
Definitely.
See how I've progressed.
We definitely will be back.
Absolutely.